All right. Hello, students. Welcome, everybody. I hope you're very, very good. So today's session will be a lot about statistics, which is something probably you don't usually cover very much. So we're going to do two different activities for today, and I'm going to show you right now what we are going to do. Okay. Just give me a second. Okay, perfect. So first, let's start with the session. The topic for today, or one of the main topics, is types of government or government types. So I have a short reading comprehension for you. This reading comprehension activity implies that you first have to read the text, which is called government types. The text is attached in the different documents that I am posting for you to read. And this is a document obtained by a government webpage from the United States. So yeah, then you'll see a table on the last page, and then I'm going to ask you to count the different government types that you can find. So let me show you exactly what the document is here. So this is the document. As you can see, it says government types, and it says read the following article originally posted on the CIA Gov webpage and check the different government types. So here you can see a list of different types of government that you can find all around the world. So we have absolute monarchy, anarchy, authoritarian, commonwealth, communism, confederacy, constitutional democracy, constitutional monarchy, democracy, democratic republic, dictatorship, ecclesiastical, emirates, federal or federation, federal republic, Islamic republic, Maoism, Marxism-Leninism, monarchy, oligarchy, parliamentary democracy, parliamentary government or cabinet parliamentary government, parliamentary monarchy, presidential, republic, socialism, sultanate, theocracy, and totalitarian. Those are types of government or government types. And here you can see the link to the web page. You need the link because then you will see this table with all the different countries in Latin America. So here we have in North and Central America, we have Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama. In South America, we have Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, French Guiana, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Uruguay, and Venezuela. And in the Caribbean, the three countries that are part of Latin America would be Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Haiti. What I'm going to ask you to do is decide what's the government type, or tell me what the government type would be. How would you know? So I'm going to ask you to enter in this link, and I'm going to show you just in a second, because when you enter the link here, this is the web page that I was talking about. You can see exactly the same information here, exactly the same information, all the types of governments, and then you can see the countries. So we have that in Afghanistan, we have a theocratic type of government, and the United States does not recognize the Taliban government. In Albania, we have a parliamentary republic. In Algeria, we have a presidential republic, etc. So then you have to complete that table with that information. Okay? So that's the first task. And it is important because you need to use that information later. In what? I'm going to explain. So that's one thing. Another different thing is how to describe different types of charts and graphs, gráficos, tablas, etc. Probably you know, but this is a bar chart. You can see we have different bars that can be bigger or smaller depending on the numbers here. This is an axis. We have the x-axis that goes horizontally, and we have the y-axis that goes vertically. So this is a bar chart. We also have the pie charts. Pie charts are very popular because they have the form of a pie, and you can divide it in segments or parts where you can see the percentages generally, or the numbers. We have a histogram where it's very similar to a pie, to a bar chart, but in this case, generally we have a rise and then a fall. And in this part, in this central part, generally we have the masses or the biggest percentages. We have the line graph in which we establish small points depending on the different areas, and then we draw lines. And of course, we cannot do much of this without using it as an example. So let me show you a little example. This is a pie graph, and this is the pie graph with which we are going to use for this class. This pie chart is the government types in Latin America. So the information that you are going to do with the reading comprehension text is summarized here. So we have communist state, parliamentary democracy, presidential republic, federal presidential republic, parliamentary republic, and something else that I can't see. And we can see that we have some numbers or some percentages. The question is now, how do we describe this type of graph, this pie chart? How can we describe this pie chart? And I'm going to present a few examples of expressions that you can use to describe this chart. So let's see. Generally, if we introduce a chart, we will start with expressions like this. This pie chart above, this pie chart below, shows, muestra, illustrate, ilustra, reveals, revela, represents, representa, depicts, algo así como representa también. So for example, in the one that we just passed, we would say this pie chart represents or depicts the government types in Latin American or Latin American countries. We can say, as can be seen in the pie chart, como puede ser visto en este pie chart, podemos decir, according to the pie chart, de acuerdo al pie chart, the pie chart provides information about, el pie chart provee información sobre, or the pie chart gives information about, da información sobre, government types in Latin America. Or we can say, from this pie chart, we can observe, de este pie chart podemos observar, we can observe the different government types in Latin America or in Latin American countries. Yeah? This is the introduction. Generally, we give a phrase or a sentence to start the description. And then we present the information. We can say, for example, the largest segment represent, el segmento más grande representa, or the smallest segment represent, el segmento más pequeño representa, or show, muestra. We can say the smallest section accounts for la sección o el segmento más pequeño representa. For example, we can say in this case, the smallest section would be 4.2. The smallest section accounts for countries with a communist state, for example. We can say this pie chart is divided into several sections, each representing, este pie chart está dividido en distintas secciones, cada una representando, in this case, each representing the different government types in Latin America. We can say the majority or the minority. For example, in this case, the majority, which is this purple area, the majority of the government types in Latin America correspond to presidential republics. We can say here also, each slice of the pie chart corresponds to, cada fragmento del pie chart corresponde a, and we know it corresponds to government types. See, easy, super easy. We can also talk about numbers. For example, the pie chart or the chart shows that there are, muestra que hay, ¿qué cosa hay? What do we have here? So we can say the pie chart shows that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different government types in Latin America or in Latin American countries. We can say a total of, a total of 6 different government types can be studied, can be seen, pueden ser vistas in Latin America. Or we can say a total of 24 countries, because it's 24, 24 Latin American countries are represented here. Or we can talk about the percentages. Number percent corresponds to, in this case, let's say 12.5% of the countries correspond to or represent a federal presidential republic. And this is approximations. We say approximately percent or approximately the countries, aproximadamente. We can say around of the chart represents, alrededor de la chart representa. Roughly, countries are, aproximadamente, países son, or about or close to, cerca de, countries correspond to. So in general, those are the things that we can talk about in this type of graphs, in this type of chart, in this pie chart. So now it's your turn. So I'm going to give you a short task where now you have to describe one. So I'm going to ask you to check the following pie chart, create a short description. It has to be short, but using as many expressions as possible. All the expressions that you can, and then post it as a forum. There will be a forum where you can leave your description. And let me show you what the picture is. Just give me a second. All right. Here. Perfect. So the picture or the graph, the chart, sorry, that you are going to describe is this one. This is a chart from We the People, which represents the share of the world population living in democracies. And we can say there are descriptions of democracy, autocracy, closed anocracy, open anocracy, and country in transition. And we have the different percentages, and we can see that this information was obtained by Wimmer and Mean in 2006 from the article From Empire to State Nation, Explaining War in a Modern World, 1816 to 2001, from the American Sociological Review. So this is the picture that now you have to describe. And I'm going to leave this picture in the forum as well for you to utilize. Okay? I hope this mini capsule is helpful and that you can use it for the task. And I hope to see a lot of your reviews soon. Okay? All right. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope you have an excellent week. Take care. Goodbye.